Well, we're a long way from North Sydney Oval, but we're with the head coach, Nick Hensley, this morning. Where are we? Where are we, Hens?
We are in Alexandria.
We're in Alexandria. So I thought we'd get Nick on today and have a bit of a chat about this weekend's game. Both for second grade Colts and for first grade, it is a big weekend of footy. So, Hens, how are you feeling about the weekend already?
Feeling good. Finals time's always a nice time of the year. The guys are in a good mind frame, trained really well Tuesday, so it's a good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, it must be kind of exciting to be your first year as a senior coach and to be in a semi-final.
Oh, yeah, but this playing group, they should be there anyway. Like, they're a quality playing group. So it's more about just trying to manage them right. They've been there before and know how it feels. And I've been there before with Colts, but with a new group, it's more just about managing them and helping them as much as I can, rather than trying to dominate them too much.
Are they responding well this week? I mean, you know, how do you swing the mental energy after the last, say, 3 weeks?
Yeah, the last couple of weeks have been really frustrating, but we've ID'd the areas we were failing in, and we feel we've addressed them really well this week at review and at training. So we think that we've eliminated them and will be good for Saturday. In terms of the mental energy, obviously Dan Salofa going down injured on the weekend and turning out to be pretty serious. That's something that the boys really want to work hard for. We've also lost Ben Ryan, who's had surgery this week on a lower back, so the guys want to work really hard for those two.
So just for everybody watching, Dan Salofa is okay. I think he came out of hospital yesterday. He's heading back to Canberra, but it will be extremely unlikely if he'll ever play footy again. I think he's going to hit the coaching ranks.
Yeah, he's with us now.
he's with these guys as a coach. So the boys are feeling for them?
Yeah, but they're excited to play. Excited to play for, as they say, those who can't. And then also you got Huey's 100 this week. So
I've noticed on socials, and I'm sure everybody else has noticed on socials, the week of the Sinks 55, I think it is, something like that.
Some very interesting photos going around this week.
There's some great shots of him. So, you know, looking at the last 3 weeks, and obviously you reviewed a lot of the tapes of what we've played and where we've played. What have you been working on the paddock? What do we need to strengthen?
I think our attack just had a couple of areas that we could have milked a little bit more. We were doing good things, but then just not capitalising on them. So we worked hard on that. We felt we got a bit better at it last week. Attack looks really good. Exiting we were struggling a little bit with, so we've just changed our tactics this week around getting out of the 22 and getting out of the half.
So has that been a tactic, what you've been playing the last few weeks, or is that just the way that the opposition have kind of pressured us, that we've gone into a different sort of mindset around that exit?
It was a tactic. We set out to play a lot of contested balls, and we probably just, the way the season pans out, realised that we're better off going with a slightly different option. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to evolve with the season.
Yeah.
You can plan it out as much as you want, but you realise that you just got to react sometimes on the run and change it up. So we'll do a few different things this week.
So if you're watching from Warringah, you can expect lots more box kicks. We're going to be doing a lot of those from inside our goal line.
I never said we weren't going to box kick. We might just do a few things differently.
That's right. We're just trying to. If anybody from Warringah's watching, we want to put them off the scent.
We're just not going to kick at all this week.
Not kicking. I mean, you got some great kickers in that back line.
Yeah, we do.
That can really reef the ball, can't you?
Yep. So we'll use them a bit more this week, and we'll just simplify things a bit, make life a bit easier for ourselves, and just make sure we can execute regularly, rather than if you miss a roll on a box kick exit, you're in trouble.
Yeah. Is that one of the keys to winning a semi-final, or winning a final, to get into a semi, to get into a grand final, whatever it is? Is that one of the keys, simplifying your game plan so the boys don't have to think and they can just play the footy?
Yeah, and I think in terms of your planning for the week, Bob Dwyer said to me once, it was a really good line. He said the genius is not in what you put in, it's what you leave out when it comes to finals. Just minimise, and make sure you can execute everything perfectly, not execute a lot of things 3/4.
And then with our set pieces, I guess our lineouts have been. How would you rate them? How would you rate our lineouts?
The lineouts have done a good job this year. Sape's done a really good job around there. The maul's threatening.
Yeah.
Maul looks really good. Scrum, we had problems on the weekend, and we've had a few issues throughout the year. One through personnel, two through good opposition scrums. But we reckon we've found a decent solution this week.
Well, that sounds exciting. I guess here's your opportunity. Lots of people watching. Do we need any props for next year?
Lots of props.
So
I'll never say no to a prop.
We'll never say no to a prop. So if anybody's watching, there's an opportunity at North next year for some props. So with the scrums, is it the front row? Is it our timing? This week, what have you worked on with the scrum?
Reddy and Sarpo have been doing the meat of the work. More around just our individual roles across the 8, not just on the front row. It's not only on the front row.
Yeah.
Reddy and Sarpo have been doing some hard work this week. They had a really good scrum session on Tuesday. We're going to have another one tonight.
And just speaking of the forwards, what's it like having a Super Rugby back row?
Pretty good. yeah. Well, in the way we play, we're quite spread. So they've been seeing a whole heap of balls. So we've come up with a few strategies this week to get them around the ball more often, defensively and in attack.
And Michael Wells seems to have fitted in really nicely the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, Wells has been good. I always welcome him into a team. He's good. And
I don't think he's contracted yet for next year. So
and also contracting next year.
He's contracted with us. So he's certainly going to be playing well again over the next couple of weeks for us to try to secure something in the future, I would expect.
Yeah, good footballer and a really good brain. You can just hear him at training and in reviews. Smart footballer, provides feedback to his peers really well and on the run, so that's always important.
And looking at the tapes of Warringah, what are you expecting from them?
They've got some elusive and pretty dynamic ball carriers out wide. Big pack up the middle. They like to offload and play that unstructured style of footy. I think DC really pushed with them for a few years.
Yeah.
There's still that element there. Holmes and Angus, they're a good halves pairing, really good Shute Shield halves pairing. So we know that the game's going to be controlled pretty well, and we'll have to counter and monitor their kicks really carefully.
So do you just kind of sit there and go, all right, back row, you three, you've got to really keep an eye on Holmes around the side, around the rucks, around the scrums, quick penalties. I mean, he just loves those quick taps, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's still a really good ball carrier. He's dangerous.
He's good.
No, that's just a team plan this week. You've all got to take care of him. You can't put it on a couple of guys, so everyone's aware.
And against a team like Warringah, because they are good ball carriers, is your line speed more important or less important for this weekend?
I think line speed's always important for us, and that's something when we were talking about what we changed. It's something we've gone away from a little bit over probably the past 6 to 8 weeks. It's just kind of dropped off. I think maybe focused on a few other areas of our game and lost focus on that. So we've got to get that energy back off the line and put some pressure on Warringah.
Well, I guess if you're ever going to have energy, you're going to have it this weekend, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What about in our lower grades? We're obviously unlucky this year in many of the grades because we just missed out coming 7th in so many. Obviously, second grade Colts are through, which is really exciting. Will you get to second grade Colts, or are you, because it's over at Coogee, do you get time for that, or you really got to be?
I'll try and get over there for a little bit. Yeah, I've got time to get there for the start and then zip over to Rat Park. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them play. Coogee, they play pretty well. It's great for finals. The Colts will really enjoy playing a finals game there.
I mean, Sydney Uni will be a tough game for them.
Yep.
But they're up for it.
They're in good form.
Benny Malloy's done a great job coaching them this year.
Yeah, the Randwick mob came away from last week's game just really impressed with them.
Wow.
Really impressed. So they're in good form.
That's great. Is there anyone that you've seen in the lower grades that you're really excited to see the progress, or for that matter, Colts, their progress in the off-season and then into 2020? I know it's still 2020, but I guess as the head coach, you kind of keep your eye over the Colts and the grade guys. Is there anyone that's popped out for you?
The Colties, I think Dring and Necessian have been really good.
It's Lockie Dring?
Lockie Dring, and Josh Necessian.
Yep.
Both shown really good signs for the future. Charlie Jevons Fellows in grade, who got a bit of time in ones, and but also played 2s, 3s throughout the year. I think he's going to be good for a while now.
Yeah.
Now
he's injured at the moment?
Yeah, he did a knee against Uni.
So that's not surgery, that's just...
No, that'll be 6 weeks.
Okay, cool. Great. And what about this year, you talked about the scrums before, but it's been great seeing a couple of the young props come through.
Yeah, Jaden, Zane, Jack Brewer, Dylan Saunders. There's a really good crop of props. They're going to push up into the senior ranks over the next few years, and the club's going to be in a really good place, front row wise.
And back row wise, Charlie And is Lockie Tring, do you imagine him coming up into grade next year, or has he got another year in Colts? Is he a second rower? What have you seen so far that you like about him?
I think the second year Colts, you always want to expose them a bit of grade, and he's played grade this year as well.
Against West Harbour,
yeah,
didn't he?
Yeah, he got some time there and has been training with us. He trained with us tonight. So
oh, great.
That'll be good for him.
What's that like? Does he have a big grin on his face? A young Colt walking around with a couple of super players?
We had a few of them down on Tuesday training, and like, deer in the headlights at times, but good experience for them. It's got to be.
Oh, it's a massive experience. It's terrific.
And the first graders can't do what they do on Saturday without those guys training with them. They need the opposition.
Do the Colts guys sort of grab you afterwards and go, oh, can you explain this? Or am I doing this right? Or are they kind of going on instinct and listening to the other senior players?
I think they speak to the players, but no, they'll grab you for one or two tips. Jaden Lynch is really good with his extras, and that's why he's scrummaging so well. You can see him often with Sape doing his scrum extras pretty much every night, and you can see it in his performance on a weekend, which is really good.
I really think Sape probably needs... I mean, I know nothing about scrummaging, know nothing about props, but I do know about good-looking blokes, and Sape needs to get Jaden and get a haircut. The hair's terrible.
It's looking pretty good, but not for a prop.
Not for a prop. Not for a prop. Mate, it's a whole new competition starting this weekend. So, do you wipe the slate clear from all the games previously and you go, right, this is a brand new competition, boys. Let's start from scratch? Is that the psychology behind it?
Yeah, I think finals a lot of the time comes down to matchups. Like certain clubs, certain teams match up really well against other teams, and I don't know. I think we match up well with Warringah. That's not getting ahead of himself or ourselves, but twice this year we've executed a simple game plan really well, and gotten points out of it. So we feel the matchup's pretty good. We've just got to execute our plan now.
We're probably a bit lucky with some of the results last week to actually land against Warringah, because some of the other teams were hitting real good form. Warringah's in form as well, but for us, do you feel you're more comfortable against Warringah?
Having played them twice this year helps.
Yeah.
Someone like
because Eastwood
only once, so you only get that one bit of experience against them. So having played Rats twice helps, but they're still they're dangerous. They're top of the ladder for most of the season for a reason.
It'll be interesting to see how Gerard goes. Obviously, it's his first crack at semi-finals as well. So the two of you,
a few first years in there, with Batcher as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. And for everybody watching, how important is it to the players that we have fans, supporters there on Saturday? I mean, do the players hear the noise? Is it important to them to see red and black? Or what do they?
Definitely to see it. I think definitely to see it. I think it's going to be loud regardless on the weekend.
Yeah.
I suppose the big crowds coming in.
I mean, we have a good rivalry, I think, really, with Warringah now.
Yeah, it's
since
almost
the
a
grand
local
final.
sort of derby in that 2017 grand final as well. So I think it'll be a good crowd. I think the interesting aspect is that Warringah are under a fair bit of pressure this week to win. It's their home ground. They finished ahead of us on the table.
Yeah,
they've been on top of the table most of the season, so there's a bit of pressure on them. So I'd say to the crowd, come along and increase that pressure.
We're the underdogs.
Yeah.
I like that tag. I had never thought of it like that, but yeah, you're probably right. There is a bit of pressure there.
Well, I think people always try and steal the underdog tag, but I think they're logically the underdogs here.
Yeah.
So no way to put it. So come along and amplify the pressure on the Rats.
So the plan is, everybody, as you walk into the ground and you look at the hill on the far side, on that eastern side, we're going to be on the southern side of the scoreboard. So we're going to take up the southern end with, we want to cover that with red and black all day Saturday from, let's say from 2:30. Let's get a whole lot of bums on seats there so that we can get you there and get these guys across the line. Nick, thanks for your time today. Any last message you want to share to everybody?
No, see you all on Saturday for a good game.
And don't talk to him. By the way, here's the inside tip. He's gone off his Friday routine, going back to the Friday routine, which is what?
Got to go and watch the AFL.
Got to go to the pub, watch the AFL with the dog. He's dropped that. He's going to bring it back this week. So, mate, thanks a lot for your time. Right. Good luck on the weekend.
Thank you.
And we'll see everybody there bright and early for Colts down at Coogee. I think their kickoff's 9:30, and then we head to Rat Park for the big game. Thanks, guys.